Welcome back, kings and queens, and welcome if you're new here. My name is Hope King, and I'm the designer behind King's Designs MD. Today, I want to show you how I make some masculine-looking cards. Doesn't have to be for Valentine's Day, but I know a lot of times we're crafting for women, and people want to see, what variety you can have, especially for cards for males. So I'm just going to show you a couple of the cards that I've done. So these are some of the cards. Now these are for Valentine's Day, but I just want to show you some of the quick and easy elements that I have used to make masculine cards for men. So I wanted to show you, I actually use some of these images, and people want to know where I get my images from. Easy Art Mix is one of the places that I have gotten my images from for males. So if you see these guys, that's where they came from. Now mine might look a little different than yours, and I'll tell you why. When I go into Cricut Design Space, I have altered my images. So if I can go back, you see this guy here, he's wearing gray and he's wearing red. I changed mine to all black, so it will be reflective of the look I want it to have. Now I may do a separate video for that if you guys want to see it, but for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to show you what elements you can use to make it look more masculine for men. So I'm in Canva. I am going to use my lines and shapes under elements. You can go to elements, click lines and shapes, and I usually find a line. I extend it across my page, and then I go up here to line weight, and I take it down as far as I can, which is to the number 1, and I set my color to gray. Now you can either duplicate your line, or you can choose your line again. Go over here, choose another line, do the same thing, rotate it so that it's 90 degrees, and extend it from top to bottom. Now I make mine as thin as I can and as light as I can, because these lines are simply for me, for my designing purposes, so that when I actually take my card to my scoring board, it just makes life easier for me. So one of the ways that you can make a card more masculine is by adding a background. So I just grabbed the square over here under my element section. I just took a square, and I am going to bring that down and bring that out, and I am going to change my color. So I'm going to grab a gray, and that's kind of a dark gray, so I'm going to go a little bit lighter. You can always change your colors by going to your transparency area and making that lighter if you don't like the saturated color, or you can just choose another color from the top of your color palette. Now to change the color, if you didn't like that dark gray, you click here, and you can scale your colors as light and dark and red and whatever. So you can change it to what you want, but I'm going back to the gray that I had. Now I am under my upload section, and I'm just going to drop this here and choose this guy. I'm going to duplicate this. I hope I'm not going too fast for some people. I'm going to duplicate that just so that can be a second card. And I will change that black background to blue just so I can have 2 different cards. Now I'm going to duplicate this guy as well, so you guys can see that one image can be changed to make cards look totally different. So this is the same exact guy, same coat, same outfit, and right now he should be the same size. I'm just getting all of this extra space from the top and all of that. And so he's here and he's here. And so I'm going to take this one and I'm going to enlarge him. And then I'm just going to drop him to the bottom. And so you see he's now a zoomed in image at the bottom with a different color. And I'm just bringing my edges in just for designing, so it's not all over the place. So, I can go to my text. I want to put in a heading, and I'll put happy birthday. Happy birthday. And I will size my font down. And then I will duplicate happy birthday just so you guys can see it's the same thing. And I'm just going to size that down just so it fits in this area. Now, I can change the font, which will make it look a little different. And you see the cards will look different every time I change the font to Vintage Goods. So that to me looks a little bit more upscaled than the previous font, which was just your basic. I think this is like Sans or something. Yeah, Open Sans. And so if I change it back, let's go back. Vintage Goods. Vintage Goods. So this looks a little more upscale to me for this one. And then this one, if I want to change it to something like, let's say Bangers. You see how that looks, and I can make it huge. And so you have two totally different looks for a masculine card. Now, one of the other things I've started doing to my cards to give it a more masculine look, I am going to duplicate my page here just so when I make some changes, you guys will be able to see it. So I'm going to move my elements out the way for that one. I'm going to move this one up here, and I'm going to turn it on an angle. Let's see if I can get 45 degrees. And then I'm just going to drag my lines to the corners. Now I can make them as thick or as thin as I want. And I can change my line to make it a straight edge because some of these lines have like rounded corners at the edge. And so, and then I can change the color to black. And then I can duplicate. And I can duplicate. And you see it's just, I'll be moving my lines around, just getting them how I want them. It's okay if it extends off of the side. You really don't want it to extend into the bottom because then it's going to go into your second card. So make sure it doesn't cross your line, which is why I use that the gray lines. But you can drop those elements in and drop them right back in here. And see how it looks a little bit more masculine. You can shrink happy birthday down. And there you go. So now you have a more masculine card. And you can do the same thing for the bottom if that's what you want. If you don't want your lines going that way, you can change your lines to go this way, behind him. Just run it straight across. And duplicate. And you can move them up, down, around. And the same card, just a few more elements. If you can see, just be careful moving things because I moved my gray box up. And you can just move right back down if you want. So I can move that right back down into place. And if you don't want the gray box at all, delete the gray box. So you can just use your lines as some of your design elements for your card. But the thing about card making is you make it however you want. If you just want all three lines on this side, fine. But it's whatever you want. You're designing to your heart's content. So I hope this helps somebody. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. But this is a way that you guys can make some masculine cards for Valentine's Day, for birthday, for any day of the week. Have a great day. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe.